Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. I am the Doctor. Last time you'll remember we helped strike a blow for true love against evil and freed several ladies along with the fair Joanna from the Omerta's casino. And I promised a bit of a change of pace for this time around. And I should warn you, I've already tried filming this part once and had the game crash, so we'll go ahead and give this another try. We're going to head to the Sunset Sarsaparilla factory first, not because we're going there, but because it's the easiest point for us to reach our destination. Because we've not traveled too much through the northwestern region, at least we haven't overtly explored it. We kind of cut around this area to get to other places or came through the north. But there's a few places here we haven't come yet. Copy of Tales of Chivalry there. But we got a few more locations we can grab. Such as this rather seedy apartment complex, which I believe we should arrive and find two hostiles fighting each other.
I got your back.
Ah. Well, last time I came here and I found the Fiend and the Scorpion fighting each other. Actually walk just north of it, but there we go. CD apartment complex check, and you'll note that we have a few more places to the north of us. And yes, we have the Thorn, and immediately north of the Thorn, we have the south entrance to West Side. And of course it is closed because it is, well, so late it's almost early. But if we wait for the sun to rise, it'll open up, because what the Thorn is, it is a massive underground, literally, an underground fight club. And you can make a bit of money here, gambling on the fights, or helping out the owner. And here is the owner.
I'd remember if I had seen you here before. I'm sure of it. What do you want?
I have questions about West Side. Is West Side part of New Vegas?
New Vegas has many faces, stranger. Despite everything, it shall never be whole. When the land hunts you, when fighting for survival is the norm, your neighbors become either saviors or enemies. West Side is a part of New Vegas, just as much as it's a part of the wasteland. In the end, stranger, we need them both to continue making our fate.
Very philosophical woman, this Red Lucy.
West Side attracts all sorts of travelers, including merchants and farmers. They come here to exchange their goods or to seek protection. Our community provides enough food, clothes, weapons, and medicine to encourage trade and to arm our defenses. The Thorn demonstrates, beyond anything else, that we're self-sufficient. Our desert blood has overcome even the strongest beasts of the wasteland.
Let me ask you about something else.
I'm listening.
Tell me about you.
What's on your mind?
My mind is thinking about what I could do with you in private, or how do you become Master of the Thorn? What's your take on the state of affairs in the Mojave Wasteland? Let's keep it political.
The land does not care about petty squabbles among lesser men. I don't care about that either. In the end, the people of New Vegas will continue to live and die here. It matters not who their self-appointed master is.
How do you become Master of the Thorn?
The Thorn is my master, not the other way around. I live to make our kin able to transcend their limitations. Our land is harsh and hostile. Our lives are cheap and fragile. Death is our assured fate, striking when least we expect it. The Thorn awakens us to the truth. Here we escape from our bonds and choose the moment of death against the will of destiny.
Before that comes, we have time to get intimate.
Bold, as it pleases the Thorn and me. But it does take more than that to earn my admiration. You speak like a hunter, yet only actions prove one's worth. The Thorn requires a tribute of blood, and so do I.
How can I pay tribute to you?
Think you have what it takes? All right. Prove your worth, and I'll reward your service. The Thorn needs newborn specimens that will one day grow to honor us with their blood. Bring me 12 giant mantis's eggs. If you accomplish this, I might gift you with greater tasks in the future.
So, yes, there is a whole plot line where you can eventually get Red Lucy to honor you with her favors if you keep getting the eggs of increasingly dangerous creatures up to and including Deathclaws. Not really worth it, even if I were the sort of person to do that, and I'm not. But I will do one fight in the arena just to show you what that's like.
Welcome back, stranger.
Yeah, we have to ask about the place first before we get the option to fight.
But I'll pretend that your ignorance doesn't offend me, stranger. This is the Thorn. Here's where the strong make a name for themselves, and the weak are fed to the jaws of hell. You can bet on the contenders, or if you have what it takes, be one of the contenders.
I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
Respect. Break the rules, or offend me in any way, and I'll gut you open for all to see. What?
Alright, and what are the rules?
The rules are simple. My creatures fight for our pleasure. You can bet on a contender and earn double if you choose the victor. But you can get a bigger share if you risk your skin in the Thorn. Win a fight, and I'll give you a meaty cut of the earnings. I won't tolerate anyone that interferes with the fight. Offend me, and your blood will be the next to spill. Other than that, anything goes.
What's fighting in the next match?
We've got 3 fiends ready for our Cazadors.
Sucker bet I'm betting 20 on the Cazadors.
You got it. Best of luck and enjoy the carnage.
Now, the thing that gets me is I have no idea how the Cazadors don't just fly out of the arena and start killing everyone. But yeah, Fiends with Sticks versus Cazadors is not much of a match.
It's time for blood, not talk. Find me after the fight.
Okay, I think fight's over.
Well done, stranger. Here's your share. Welcome back, stranger. What?
I want to fight.
And I won't stop you, stranger. What's the name of your death wish?
Giant mantises, scorpions, and giant rat scorpions.
Giant rat scorpions make deadly opponents. How many?
3.
The crowd loves your bravery. Get to your cage and ready your arm.
Place seems kind of cruel if you ask me. Well, I'll make an exception for geckos and deathclaws.
Yeah, and of course, because of the way Willow works, it'll let her into the arena. Well, had I not been so quick to get in here, it would have let them in the arena. But 3 giant scorpions, I can take this. Okay, actually, it did let her into the arena after the fact. Ah, they're still twitching. The irony being, I think we make more reselling the poison scorpion glands than we do from the fight. And yeah, that is pretty much it.
Well done, stranger. Here's your share.
And yet, you can eventually come to when you start fighting Deathclaws. But we're not going to build up to that point because we also have to go hunt the eggs of all these beasties, and you really get nothing for it apart from all the loot you get from killing the monsters and, you know, fade to black sex with Red Lucy, who starts calling you her mighty hunter. Which, you know, not my thing, even if I were not playing the Doctor who abhors blood sport and, you know, all that. So that actually took a bit less time than I thought it would. So I think we shall go to Camp McCarn and do another quest that I've been putting off, because it's probably about to become unavailable to us since we have we're about to do some things that will annoy the NCR completely. Because there's a group of soldiers here that we need to find and talk to about some special missions. And I think we can talk to this guy too.
Let me guess. You got work for me, right? Well, you're too late. I just quit the bounty trade. As soon as I pick up some caps that Daughtry owes me, I'm out of this scrapyard.
You supposed to be famous or something?
Well, shit. Feel free to stick a knife in the old ego. Thought I made a name for myself around here. Guess that's as good a reason as any to quit this stinking trade. No glory. No easy money, no women, and no glory. Shit. I'd settle just for the women.
You said glory twice. Why does he owe you caps?
Because I killed a couple of marks for him. That's why. You ever hear of Jackson? Or Night Terror?
I take it they were fiends?
Damn right they were. They were good, too. Till I popped a couple shells in their assholes. Bam. Dead. Finished. Over. See, somebody gives me a job, I do it. Maybe I complain a little here and there, but my shit gets done.
I've been known to hunt a few bounties myself.
Well, hey, the field's wide open now that I'm gone. Probably lots of people looking to get in once they hear I quit.
Why you quit the trade?
See, I thought the bounty hunting trade would be easy money, but it turns out it's hard work, so screw it. Also, I ran into this Mark who was a little too tough for me. I mean, I could have taken him. But with this guy, might have cost me some bad burns or an ass rape. I'm all for risking my life, but I'm a little sensitive about my asshole.
Who isn't?
Simple. Gonna make myself some easy money. I got a plan. Once I get my caps from Daughtry, I'm going to head on over to Gamora and win big at cards. There's not as many people playing at Gamora, so that means I've got better odds of winning big. I got this figured out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, shit, I don't know. Gotta be at least a month. Longer than I last in most jobs.
You worked a lot of different trades?
Oh, yeah, a lot. Like before I was a bounty hunter, I worked as a caravan guard. You'd think that was a cakewalk, right? Wrong. Crazy bastards expected me to wake up at dawn. Forget it. It's about 2 hours after this guy hits the sack. And I need at least 10, 12 hours of sleep to do my job. Price of excellence.
Uh-huh. Want to play a Hand of Caravan?
Alright, let's see what you got.
Not what I had in mind for this, but what the heck, anything to shut this guy up. Dirty pool, that. He does seem to like doing his double downs, doesn't he?
Hey, my man. 10 of spades. First recon sharpshooter. At your service.
Are you alright?
Oh, yeah. Fine. Just a little stutter. Had it since I was a kid. Doesn't stop me from kicking ass.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Damn right.
10 of spades, where do you get that name?
The LT. Gorobets gave it to me. See, I wanted to be ace of spades. But the LT says, sorry kid, you're too green. So he calls me 10 instead. It's okay though. I get a few more kills under my belt. He'll move me up to Jack. Jack of spades. Sounds better, right? I keep at it. Eventually I'll make it to ace. Think I'll skip queen though.
How long have you been a sharpshooter?
Shit. As long as I can remember. Had a rifle in my hand since I was 3. That's what my dad always says. Learned to shoot on our ranch, way west of here. Same as the LT. He's a fun kid too.
When did you enlist?
Oh, they recruited me, what, a year ago? Taught me to kick even more ass than before. These guys, they really know how to kick some ass.
What do you do around here, besides kick ass?
Kicking ass.
I said besides kicking ass.
See, we're watching the perimeter right now, looking for those fiends to come back. When they show their faces, that's when we go to work. One shot, one kill. That's the first recon way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodbye. And we have Corporal Betsy.
Never seen you around before. What do you want?
See any serious combat here?
Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence most of the time. Doesn't matter to me. I just shoot bad guys. Sooner or later, they'll move us out to the dam, though. That's when the shit gets nasty.
How do you mean?
Legion fights to win, and they're smart. hell of a lot smarter than these crazy fiends. But I don't feel bad about shooting Legion boys. Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get pangs of conscience. Not often, but sometimes.
First I've heard about conscience in a while.
Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number and I'd rather get in her pants. So maybe I'm a stone cold bitch after all.
You're a sniper.
What gave me away? The big gun, the shades, or the attitude?
The big gun.
Yup. A lot of people make that connection. Big gun. Sniper. Some people don't even need to ask.
How about a date? I like tough women.
Yeah, right. You're sniffing up the wrong skirt. Try me again when you're tall, blonde, and female. Yeah. Try not to get killed.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole. I'm Bitter Root, first recon. You got a reason to talk to me?
Bitterroot. That's an unusual name.
You trying to start trouble? Or do you really not know where I got that name?
I didn't mean to offend you. You don't have to tell me if you'd rather not.
It's a con name. You know, the great cons. That's what my parents were. I figured I grew up around the bastards. They owed me a name after all they put me through.
What happened to your parents?
They're dead. Got themselves killed at Bitter Springs. Served them right, if you ask me.
Losing your parents must have been hard. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Well, that makes one of us. Bitter Springs was the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened to my parents, too. They were as bad as the rest. Worse, maybe.
So your name, it comes from Bitter Springs.
You're not fully grown till you've taken a beat down. Everybody gathers around and hits you till you're damn near dead. After that, if you haven't begged for mercy, you get to choose a new name. One you'll use for the rest of your life. When NCR slaughtered the cons of Bitter Springs, I hadn't got my beat down yet. I was still too young. The way I see it, Bitter Springs was my beat down. So afterward, I gave myself a name. That's all I got from the cons. That's all I ever want.
How'd you survive the massacre?
Guess I could tell a pretty good story if I had a mind. The truth is, I don't know. Just got lucky. He brought me to Daughtry after the battle. He was just a captain back then. Guess he saw something in me. Knew I didn't belong with the cons. Maybe he felt bad, too, about how his men killed my folks. I told him he did me a service, but he didn't believe me. Still doesn't. He's a good man, Daughtry. Doesn't act like it sometimes, I know. But he didn't have to take me in.
You're not telling me something. You couldn't have forgotten the whole massacre.
It's like I tell Major Daughtry. Best not to look under a rock if you don't really want to know what's there. Could be that NCR found some blood on me and none of it mine. Could be that a few of those cons didn't die from NCR bullets. I had scores of my own to settle. Deeper ones than NCR ever had. Don't bother asking who they were with.
You don't remember what you said about your parents, do you?
Don't I? Mister, you never met my parents. My dad got himself fucked up every chance he got. Always started with folk for no reason. Hell, he was the one who taught me to shoot. You know how? By taking pot shots at NCR, and not just soldiers. Civilians, too. Even kids. Then he'd get high with his buddies and swap tales about the folk they killed. Bunch of animals. And my mom? A couple of times she tried to sell me to some waster just to score some jet. Even the other cons said she was useless. Only reason they kept her around was because she was a... how'd my dad say it? A smoking piece of ass.
Alright, let's change subject.
Yeah, that's probably best.
How long you been with First Recon?
While, I guess. I don't keep too careful track of time. I like to keep things simple. Just focus on now. That's why they made me a sniper. You let your mind wander back a ways and you lose sight of what's in front of your eyes. Good way to miss a mark.
Your father's your commanding officer, is that allowed?
Yeah, look. He's not my real father. He just looked after me for a while. It's a long story. I'd get tired of talking before it was through.
He may not have been your father, but he was your daddy.
Merc? Well, I guess you want to talk to my father, Major Daughtry. He's our CO.
And
All right. Goodbye.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die.
One of the Ranger vets looked at me, and I just about surrendered.
we can occasionally find the Major around here.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
Remember everybody who passes through here?
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place.
See anything suspicious around here?
As a matter of fact, it's funny that you'd ask. A couple nights back, I was on watch in the yard. Got myself a habit of looking all around, not just where I'd expect to find trouble. Old habit, but it saved my hide on occasion. Around about 1 in the morning, I spied some lights in the control tower. Now that's the 3rd time I've spied those lights, mind you. And every time I ask about it, they tell me the place was empty. I'm just saying, didn't look empty to me.
Yeah, well, we kind of uncovered that mystery already.
No trouble at all. Might be nothing. Couple frisky young folks looking for a quiet place to snuggle up. That light is mighty consistent. Always there at 1 a.m. Might be worth a look.
Interesting rifle. Lever action, right?
I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorobets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, as long as I could hit my targets.
Oh, it's been with First Recon?
Used to be a ranger, one of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave the Rangers?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
How'd you manage to escape?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
How long have you been stationed here?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
Well, not anymore, but
Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
I believe...
A platoon of veteran rangers is like a tactical nuke, only tougher to scare. I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon. If you're looking to collect a bounty, you should talk to Major Daughtry.
Tell me about First Recon.
We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need a bullet put into a target's eye from 800 yards away, you call us. Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though, like Betsy and Sterling.
What's wrong with Betsy?
Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades. They both managed to escape, but not before Cook raped her. Betsy shrugged it off like it was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at First Recon to behave that way. I could discipline her, but I'd rather she get medical help.
I could talk to her about that if you like.
I'd appreciate it. As her CO, I could order her to get help, but I'd have her agree with the idea.
And what about Sterling?
Corporal Sterling was an NCR Ranger until he was captured by the Legion. They tortured him pretty badly. He wasn't able to be a ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp, so I had him transferred to 1st Recon.
What about 1st Recon?
They're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR.
Yeah, heard that before. Doesn't NCR usually put bounties on people?
If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes to get the job done, even if it means hiring help from outside the military. Gary.
Well, on that note...
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
Yeah?
You should get help.
The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? Look, I don't need a head doctor. I'm 1st Recon, damn it. You don't see the others crying about every little bruise and scrape, do you?
You can do speech, medical. Mental trauma can slow you down or distract you, but it's treatable like any bullet wound. You're a weak link, I know about it. Do something about it. Let's go with the medical thing.
Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. Alright. You can tell the lieutenant I finally caved. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to be good at this sort of thing. Yeah.
Well? What can I do for you?
That's quick.
I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I think she'll actually stick with the treatment because of what you said. I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You settled that. Do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming. I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her.
No problem.
You get homesick when you go into an NCR held location? I sure do.
Howdy. What brings you back?
I thought we had another option for talking to him.
Caesar died. What an asshole.
I think...
Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
Well, that is not the Major, oddly enough. Major's usually around somewhere. You can't miss him. He's got the fancy hat. Wait. I think he is right here by the exit. Yep.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends.
You know, we're a little bit past the halfway mark, so I think we'll go ahead and stop here. And next time, we will pick things up with the Major. See you then.